Now for our daily law and order feature, Yusuf Abramjee joins us. He's an anti-crime activist and founder of Make SA Safe. He's live for us in Pretoria, as always, by Skype. Yusuf, good afternoon to you. So let's start with an overview of general crime trends. We haven't spoken in a while. Are we seeing an increase? And if so, what are some of the new trends?
Good afternoon, Tembakile. Yes, you remember when we spoke 2 weeks ago, we expressed the fear that crime levels are going to go up. And yes, very fair news indeed is that crime levels from across the board seem to be going up. I'm talking here of house invasions, I'm talking of business robberies, cash in transit robberies, farm attacks, smash and grabs, the mugging of cyclists and people running on the streets of especially Gauteng. We're talking of courier vehicle attacks. And this has raised a lot of concern. We know the economic recession is contributing to the high levels of crime. And reports coming in from the ground, although we don't get any official figures regularly from the police, official reports only come out once a year, but people on the ground saying that crime levels are going up. Hijackings, for example, are back big time, especially in Gauteng and parts of KwaZulu-Natal. Motor vehicle theft is also going up. And just today in Doornfontein in Johannesburg, there was an attempted Uber vehicle that was hijacked. Reports coming in say that 3 people were shot dead. Some of them the hijackers. So overall, it appears that crime has gone up. Not only violent crime, we're even talking of scams, we're talking of white-collar crime. So people have to be very vigilant. And we know that the National Police Commissioner last week confirmed that certain crime categories were on the increase, especially gender-based violence. Having said that, there have been some good breakthroughs. A lot of arrests have been made and firearms seized. But it appears that these criminals are having a field day and running amok on the streets of South Africa.
You said that courier vehicles are still coming under attack. Is any progress being made by police in actually protecting drivers who are still on the road and cracking down on the people behind the crime we've seen so far?
Unfortunately not, Tembakile. Today we saw another 2 vehicles being robbed, one in Randburg, one in Winchester Hills in Gauteng. Last week, there were at least 3 or 4 attacks in Pretoria. The modus operandi seems to be the same. These vehicles are cornered in quiet streets. They are then hijacked, taken a few kilometers away where the loads are emptied. There could be a few syndicates that are operating. The experts are also saying there could be a lot of inside involvement. These gangs are targeting expensive items, electronic items, telephones, and so on. It's very unfortunate, Tembakile, that the security companies or the courier companies themselves are not taking extra precautions, and the industry themselves have been very, very quiet. Very few arrests have been made, and I know members of the public have now expressed concern because it seems to be becoming a daily occurrence where these courier vehicles are being attacked, and even the drivers, I'm told, are now driving in fear.
We were having this conversation earlier, Yusuf, with a security expert about the tightening of some lockdown regulations, among them, of course, the reintroduction of a curfew between 9 a.m. and 4 a.m. 9 p.m., I beg your pardon, and 4 a.m. Are we expecting law enforcement to then clamp down on those who don't comply with the curfew? And how hard are we expecting them to come down on those who aren't wearing masks, for example? Because in order for these restrictions to bite, there needs to be enforcement.
Let's not forget, Tembakile, the curfew kicked into effect last night. It's from 9 p.m. till 4 a.m. Every day of the week, in fact 7 days a week. And we also know that it's now mandatory for you to wear a mask when you're out and about in a public place. It's a criminal offense not to wear a mask. The owner of the building, the compliance officer, will be held liable, and he faces criminal prosecution, either a fine or a jail term, if somebody does not wear a mask. We know that the Minister of Justice has said that they're not trying to criminalize people that are not wearing the mask, but I think the onus is on every individual to make sure that you wear a mask. When it comes to the curfew, remember that only people going to work, coming from work, or essential workers can be out and about between 9 p.m. And 4 a.m. You need a permit. And also remember that the illicit trade is continuing to thrive. We know that alcohol is now banned. In Cape Town, we saw a bottle store again being broken into. We can expect an increase in the illicit trade. And even in the tobacco trade, we are still seeing a number of these criminals continuing to run amok and selling cigarettes on the illicit market. For as long as the ban is in place, we're going to see the criminals taking advantage, and the illicit trade will be flourishing in both alcohol and tobacco.
Yusuf Abramjee, see you Thursday. Thank you.